I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's a logical next step.
here we go. And let's bring up music.
So I decided to, if that's okay with you, DM, get rid of the feat I had and just do 1 and 1 instead. So I just put one stat by 1 instead, just to help in the future if I decide to continue with Mert.
Okay, so let's just do a couple of housekeeping items before we really get any started. So, a couple of important things. Can people play next weekend?
Yep.
Absolutely, positively.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
Probably.
The weekend after that is going to be one of the mini conventions that the virtual they've been having. So we will skip. That'll be our skip week on that. And it's also be a good thing because I just discovered, somewhat to my horror, that Fantasy Grounds is going to be having a massive upgrade that's going to go live as of the 16th.
Oof.
This is probably going to break most of the extensions.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's got the side bar is going to be changed. They're doing away with images. They're just doing buttons for it. You know, even if the themes don't have it. Just as an example, coding wise, part of the reason why it's going to be breaking is they're doing away with what's a subsector called actor, and some of the methods that you call data from that. They're doing it for it. It's if anybody's interested, just go into on Fantasy Ground, the forums, the lab. There's a whole big note posted about it. It's a major update. If we weren't using any extensions, all we'd notice is a couple visual cues that would be different, and it really wouldn't have that big of an impact. But I think, like most people using at least fifth edition, because there's so many plentiful extensions out there, or if we were paying a third party game that doesn't have an official rule set, most of those are made up of, you know, people cobbling together extensions to make them work. We you know, so with any luck, I'm hoping that most of my guys, because they're fairly active, most of the extensions, will do updates within the time that we're off, so that, you know, most of the things will be up to date. Because as it is, you know, we, like I said, we are running quite a few extensions. Some of them are minor. There's one I know that doesn't get updated that frequently, so we'll have to check to see on it, because there's nothing that can't crash a game so quickly as a problem with an extension. All right.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Derek, you asked me about Weston changing the feat. You know, go ahead. As I said, most of the characters you're going up to 5th level. Please go ahead and do it. What I would say is, when you get a chance, do everything you want in D&D Beyond. We'll keep that up to date. Try to keep that up to date, and we'll just make sure, because if necessary, you might have to recreate your characters here in Fantasy Ground after the fact, because I know we've had some issues in the past, so we can do that.
Get that proficiency bump.
It doesn't like seem like much, but then when you start looking, like, ooh, +1 really, it's very nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, now Cade can creep better. And because I have expertise, it becomes a +2.
Mhm.
Yeah, rogues go up so quickly. Rogues and bards, I feel sometimes they're like just insane.
Yeah, +10
Yeah, it's
stealth.
a plus 16 to charisma. Like, oh, cool. All right, well, there's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the
Okay.
time like you give Cade pass without trace and he's invisible, more or less, because it'll be a +20.
Yeah, Sam
Yeah.
Regal rolled like a 44 stealth check in the last episode.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that-
don't
is
rogues
that-
get the thing where they can only have a minimum of 10 on any wall?
Yeah, when you get to level 11, I think you get that.
Yeah.
So if you have proficiency in it, you can never roll less than 10.
That's insane. You got to get some very perceptive bad guys then.
Yeah, so go ahead, the changes you want to go and make them. I mean, this is a good time. It's mostly the fact that you're going to fifth level, because as I said, we're pretty much done at this point, and you guys are talking about you want to continue with the campaign, and in some cases with the same characters, which is all good. And we'll be going to Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and that kind of needs you to be at least 5th level before you start heading down.
So I guess this is a conversation with little Liam and I. So your Blair said you wanted to possibly roll some kind of magic user.
Yeah, I have an artificer. I had it set up as a backup for Cade. He can still pick locks, so that's good. And I thought we could use an Arcana proficiency, so
But to lose
someone
our
with
rogue.
some intelligence stat.
Yeah.
rogue-
So and that's kind of why I was like tweaking Mert, getting rid of his feet, because now at level 6, if we ever get there, he survives. He was going to start going down a rogue path as well, just to get some investigator skills going with the inquisitive rogue. So if we lose a rogue, it's not the end of the world. I'll still be able to do some stuff, and obviously the artificer can as well. Pretty much a skill monkey there too, so we can
Yeah,
get
he has
be covered there.
thieves' tools, so.
Wes, what path did you take?
Way the drunken master.
Got it. Right. I
Yeah,
was
so
wondering
it's
if
a
you
lot.
went Path of the Shadow, because that kind of can substitute for a rogue as well.
It can, but drunken master is more about mobility.
Yep.
So
My
Yeah, so
dad-
the other thing too is if you have if we have magic users that can detect traps and knock, it's not super critical. There's ways around it.
Yeah. So okay. So if you want to do that, little Liam, we can go ahead with that, and I'll just keep playing with Mert, and I'll go down the double tree with fighter rogue to get some skills in there. Keep some backstabs.
Okay.
If
Okay.
no pressure, but if that's what you want to do, by all means.
Yeah, I think it is. He's a half-orc artificer,
Interesting.
so he can take a hit. Because I gave him both of the booming blade and green flame blade for his, for cantrips, and he can turn our weapons and spellcasting stuff magical.
Magic missile?
Artificer infusions.
Yeah, as long as he has magic missile, that's what matters.
Really?
Yeah, he has magic missile. He also has thunder wave, which also matters.
Alright.
I'm a little less excited about that being a fighter, but cool. I like it.
What's his name? It's not. His name isn't Cade's
Uh,
backup.
just a second. I just need to get to it.
Also, DM, is there a way?
Agnator Vankoth.
What's it? What is it?
Agnator Vankoth.
Agnator.
So Agnes,
I'll
I like
remember
it.
that for sure.
Aggie?
Aggie.
No.
Yes.
Agnator.
Yeah, sorry, DM. I was just saying, is there a way to up your stats? I just need to boost my intelligence to 13, basically. Just
I'm
up
pretty
one.
sure I have an infusion that might be able to do something like that, like a mind sharpening thing.
That will most likely come in handy. Let's be honest.
You should be able to just edit the number if you mouse over it or click it.
Regret.
I am.
Oh, you're right. How simple is that? All right, thanks, Nick.
Close features.
My amount of spell slots are a bit crazy. Can I get those adjusted? I was only using what I should have been, but now that I'm level 5, it hasn't popped up the amount I have properly.
I think I do. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll check.
I should have 3 cantrips, 4 first, 3 second, and 2 third.
But we're spelled slot twinsies.
Artificer infusions.
All for cure wounds. I love it.
Okay, well,
No, I don't. I can make sending stones.
what you need to do is go to, just so you know, is you go to actions, right? So you're on the action tab. There's the mode and display right at the bottom. You see that?
Yep.
Okay. Go click the mode, get into preparation.
Right, and you can just change it there.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Trust me, there's so much about this stuff that you discover. A little interesting. They've done a really poor job of documenting and letting people, know half the stuff. I am
I can do some stuff that Mert will like. +1 weapons and armor of magical strength.
since I've been programming to build a new rule set, I've learned an awful lot. Like I just finished up doing a theme that's completely going to be overwritten and changed, and not by the new updates. But I also figured out coding to do a complete different type of role, and the mechanics for this other game system, and basically what you do is that sort of like the vampire, where you get pips in your ability and then skills fields, and you add them together for a total dice pool, and you roll that. The caveat is, though, you count the multiples, right? So if I roll 6d6 and I get 2 2s, that's a basic success. If I got 3 of a kind, it's better success. 4 of a kind, even better. 5, is the best. And so I just finished finally getting it working. Built that all in Fantasy Grounds.
Oh my god.
That's cool. But yeah, oh my god, yeah.
It's been time for them to change it all.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, most of the stuff doesn't. There was just at least one line of code I had to change, so it will work. But yeah,
So I have find
Sure.
steed now.
Whoa.
So We got a
That'll
free
come in
horse.
handy in the.
Yeah, I'll come in handy in the Underdark. It'll be great. It's like a lizard pops up. All right, guys,
Okay.
pile on.
Hop on.
Okay, big question. 5th level, spellcasters have 3rd level spells. Fireball or lightning bolt? Anyone?
Obviously, fireball. I mean, is there a
Yeah,
question?
fireball.
They do
Yeah.
the same damage. Why is everyone so crazy about fireball?
Because it's
Lightning
just the oomph of a fireball.
I mean, it's always
Yeah.
easier to hit more people with a fireball.
And it won't hurt me as
Yeah,
much
you're
if
right.
I'm in there.
That's true.
I kind of like lightning because you could maybe throw a lot of water on them and then light them all up. Kind of thing.
Does it
Yeah.
still affect enemies if they're wearing metal armor? Does it do anything extra for
I
lightning?
think it's only people in like a line, right? Isn't that how it
Yeah.
works?
It's a
Yeah,
line.
it's a line,
Oh,
so it's easier
okay.
to stop it from hitting your friends.
Okay.
That's
if
why I
you
like
can-
fireball, because it's like just throw in
Yeah.
a bunch and
Clump,
everyone gets
yeah.
hit. It like everyone.
Yeah, like Thunderwave. Except much bigger and worse for your friends.
All right, DM. Well, I'm ready to go.
Okay. As everybody else.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
you gonna
I'm
update
ready.
character?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good.
I would imagine getting a new character for Liam up to Fantasy Grounds would take some doing.
Take a while, and I think the thing is that keep in mind any new character. I don't know if it'll be introduced today, because we're
Right.
going to finish up
Right.
the heist really before we introduce anybody there. As I said, I don't foresee us doing necessarily the combat this round. This is mostly the cleanup stage.
Got it. So we don't need to worry about it today. That's fine. Yeah. So Liam, also upgrade Cade to 5, please, if you haven't.
I just did. I
Did
already
you do it in
did.
Fantasy Grounds as well?
Oh, no, I'll do that now.
That is weird. All right.
No, I've just got to make sure the hit points are right.
Yeah. What are your guys' hit points looking like? I only have like 39. I feel like that's not a
Yeah,
lot.
same.
37.
I have 28.
29.
All right. I guess it's a lot. Never mind.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
think
3.
the maximum that a cleric could have is like 45, or Quillback could have. So yours is probably, your max is probably like closer to 50. If you'd have rolled optimally.
Yeah, I kind of because as a dwarf, I kind of just gave him like 10, so he could go to +2. So it's only 12. It's not great, but who needs a fighter with a lot of HP?
Overrated.
Yeah, who would ever need that?
My
Oh,
sword
that's-
with a
Druid
monk.
Druid that can turn into a bear and have a 60 extra hit points or whatever.
I'm sure that's going to come super in handy, and if you like very soon. Well, next time.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Surprise.
He's like a grandpa turtle.
What's like a grandpa turtle?
Get you a bigger shot for later for the.
Sure. We should just make that the background. Take the belly up off. Get rid of that.
So if you do like the style, I've got a bunch of them now because I've been a patron for several months.
One thing that I've started fiddling around with is that incarnate map maker. Anyone's
Yeah, I
thought of
was
doing
looking into
it's,
that.
It's
How is
pretty
it?
cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
So it's worth it then?
Well, so I just have like the
Most
free
of it is
account. It gives you
bushes.
access to like just 100 assets, but it's enough to make like any foresty kind of thing, you know? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So you said you're
It's like-
doing a half elf. Was it
Half orc.
half orc
Yes, half orc.
character class?
Yep. Artificer.
What subclass are you going for? I forgot to ask.
Armor. It's the
Okay.
least confusing.
Armor is a pretty nice subclass.
Yeah.
And the temporary hit points.
Yeah. Which of the two modes do you think you'll be using the most?
I think I'm gonna be using Guardian. I'm a half orc.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I was gonna say, you like for the map maker, are you using like them on Roll20, or are you just using them as is?
Yeah. So the plan for now, so I DM Storm King's Thunder for Liam and a couple other 10-year-olds and their dads. And we've been doing just Theater of the Mind up till now because there's some technical deficits. But I just stumbled upon Google Jamboard and realized that you could use it as a battle map situation because it's like a collaborative whiteboard. So everyone can log into it and manipulate all the objects. So this way the kids can go in and just move their tokens around without having all of the extra like Roll20 stuff, like without all the compendium stuff and the character sheets.
That's super cool. Okay, very interesting.
Nice.
Google Jamboard, you say?
Yeah.
I'm
So you
trying
just
to figure out the same thing for my group, so this is interesting.
Yeah. So it's like it's almost too simple. There's a couple of things I wish it could do, like really wish it could do. But basically you just like start a Jamboard, you make your battle map, set it as the background. So it becomes like a fixed object. You can't move it. And then you just make tokens and drop them on and everybody can move it. So the hope is that the kids don't start like running wild with other people's tokens, but it's basically the map functionality of Roll20 without all the other, bits.
Interesting. So you're still having roll on paper or dice, but
Yeah,
you're using
yeah.
that. Oh, okay. That's pretty much what I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna have to look
So-
into that.
So everyone rolls real dice. Some people use character sheets. Some people use D&D Beyond. And yeah, it's pretty whatever, like it's pretty low key stakes, but rather than like the combat can really only live in the DM's mind in this scenario, like not everybody, especially when they're 10, 11 years old, pays attention to what everyone else does. So this way, at least they'll be able to see it, and I'm hoping that they'll be more creative being able to think about what's in the environment. But so I use this incarnate. I made a couple maps, like we're playing tomorrow morning, and there's basically a couple different scenarios that could come up, and I pre-made maps, exported them, and then just dropped them into Jamboard. I can share the link with you if you want to check it out.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's dead simple. And it's
Because
got
we're
like
kind of like, no, go ahead.
there's a laser pointer mode. So if someone on the other end says, "Oh, can I move over here?" or like, "What is this?" and they can use the laser pointer, and then everyone can see kind of the area that they're gesturing towards.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, because we're kind of just I'm like sharing my screen and moving them as they say they are, but this is even and I was trying to figure out like, do I want to really invest into Roll20? But if there's something simpler that's free, hey, I'm there. Well, I'll try it out at least to see how it works. Awesome, thanks.
It's pretty.
Well,
good.
I can tell you this financially for the longest, if you're actually paying for modules and rule sets and things like that, you are looking at around a currently, if you're for it, the only real options you have are going with fantasy grounds or Roll20 for buying the material. That said, the cheapest way is fantasy grounds, just because of the fact is you can get the stuff through Steam, so that would be charged in Canadian dollars, which is always a better deal than Roll20. The prices never go down. They're much more in the short and long term. I mean, the licenses for the big one, but I said you'd get it on a Steam sale. You get and whenever Fantasy Ground has a sale on their own website, the sale prices are also reflected on Steam. So that's a good thing. If you're not going to go that route, the thing to do is D&D Beyond. If you're not looking for it, what you can do is if you purchase the books, again, this is the expense. You purchase the books on D&D Beyond. There's a number of Chrome extensions you can have. Plus, the fact is they now have dice sharing in there. So for it, there's a couple of things there. I mean, we could easily switch there if we want to go completely theater of the mind and use that with no issues. But the big thing is that you can, like I said, Roll20, and I think it's Foundry you can use with these, is that you don't have to have it. As long as you set up the thing is that the rolls will show up in Roll20. You can literally have information go back and forth. That's often what I've done is what I've had to play the virtual conventions is that I will open up my D&D Beyond, and if it's on Roll20, I will just be run my character off there, clicking my attacks and things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool though. Yeah. So many beautiful money investing situations. I'm like, the cheaper the better. So no, but these are all good ideas. Yeah.
Incarnate's pretty cheap. It's like $25 American for a year, and it opens up like 16,000 digital assets. It's crazy.
That's actually not so bad. I looked at it because it's really new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at it when they were still like in development, and I was like, this thing's good, but too good. So I'm glad to see it's not that bad.
Yeah, I looked at one of the other ones today. I can't think of I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it was like full world building. Like you build your entire campaign, all the lore and everything. It was a lot.
Word Anvil?
Yes, World Anvil, that was it.
I have a cost. It's for that. That's the problem. Is time, right? Is I have it. I've got some stuff set up for you guys. I've never used it properly, and I don't see myself doing it just because of time factor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Like if you're world building a whole multi-year campaign, it makes sense because you can build timelines and everything. It's bananas.
Oh, absolutely. And there's no doubt in my mind that that would be you know, it's an excellent, I mean, great tool. But like I said, the only issue is that it's unfortunately it's very expensive. I don't necessarily regret, you know, spending the money on it, but it's I don't think I'm necessarily going to renew just because of the
Yeah, it's all about the bottom line,
cost.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, everyone. All right, so we're all good to go.
Okay, let me see here.
Now that we're all super rich.
Yeah, now we have a good old 50K. Let's go run in a dungeon for a while.
I like that the Castle Lanters have a bank on our street, and it's like, well, we can't use that one.
You know, what are we gonna do with this money for now? I guess they can keep it somewhere for now for us, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Get that vault built.
I wouldn't say no to that.
That was the plan, anyways. So might as well.
I think the Temple of Gond would loan us that nimble, right? He could just hang out in the basement. Maybe he just needs a job. He needs a purpose.
Yeah, just be like, murder anyone that comes near that is not us. Go.
Yep, do it.
Or just have them make an army of minions for us.
Yeah, we come back. There's just an infestation of like
little yellow guys
automatons.
with the glasses.
Yeah, we have to get a lot more bananas.
No, I was thinking more like just evil robots that kill people for us.
Are those like little attack birds? Just get like a swarm of attack birds.
Oh, well, maybe our new artificer can help us.
Mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah. They're like sturges, robotic sturges.
Okay,
Except they just gonna like go through you.
Cormac doesn't know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're just flying bullets.
Bunch of
with
flying
butterfly
bullets.
wings.
I got that. I got it.
That someone's paying attention. And then I said it and I was like, he looks like Billy Corgan.
How dare you, sir? Billy Corgan is so fat now. But yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
It's got the dome. There's a likeness.
I used to be such a big fan of the Pumpkins, and I feel like I've listened to their songs recently. I'm like, wow, I was so depressed. Like, what is this?
Yes. I wanted Silver Pants so bad when that album came out. I'm pretty sure I asked for them for my birthday.
Billy Corgan, man who
We all
made
had
a
our phases.
fortune in music only to blow it on wrestling.
Hey, TNA was a good investment at the time. It just did not pan out because he got screwed over.
I didn't actually know about that bit. That's funny.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, no, that was financial fraud. But as Jim Cornette always says, I can tell you exactly how to make $1 million in wrestling. Start off with 10 million.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a good investment.
It's more of the fact that he was doing the NWA, which was good, great type of the studio wrestling, things like that. The guy running it though really screwed over. Ended up getting rid of Jim Cornette, who was a highlight there, doing it. And then the pandemic hit, and there's no way you can do the studio wrestling.
Nope, exactly. I'm surprised that WWE is not bankrupt right now. I gotta be honest with you. Well, I guess there weren't a lot of rules in America yet, but still.
They could go on for. They could have cut their entire thing and done it contractually, as long as they didn't give the networks a cause to default on their contracts. They turned in a massive amount of profit this year. You know, they cut their staff when they didn't need to, down to the core. They have tons of money from they got from the network, from
Just
the
the ad revenues and
Saudis,
everything. Yeah, exactly.
everything else, and then turn around, and the new Peacock deal is going to make them a mint, because that is all money coming to them, no expenses. So they've cut literally the expenses of running the network, getting all the profit.
Yeah, now I know Vince McMahon's gonna run for president soon, so there you go.
Seems right.
Could you imagine Vince McMahon president? I
Oh,
mean,
God.
they had. I mean, Trump, so it's not that far fetched.
I remember watching when he was on, whenever that was. Like, I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid.
Have you seen him recently?
Isn't he still like a juiced up monkey? Isn't he? Like
He
he's
is,
like,
but he's a
so
juiced
big.
up old looking monkey now. If you look at him now, he's really starting to look at his age is catching up with him. I mean, I would not be surprised. I mean, he keeps up. Also, the pace that he keeps up is really bad
Well,
for him.
Cocaine will do that. I mean, let's be honest.
And was it his
It's a
older
hell of a
brother just
drug.
passed away?
Oh,
No, he looks like Schwarzenegger, I'm sure, without his shirt on. Like, I haven't seen him in a long like I haven't watched wrestling in, like, I'd say like at least 5 years, but yeah, I'm sure he's like Schwarzenegger now when he's not wearing a shirt. It's just all flab.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really watch it either myself. I just listen to Jim Cornette go off on it. That's my fun.
On a different note, my next character will be a wrestler, FYI, guys. If ever he dies, I was playing around with Tasha's, and I'm like, this, like, unarmed combat, this is amazing for a fighter. So this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like a Razor
For a
Ramon
long
kind of
time,
thing?
that-
Or...
He's gonna be wearing masks and tights all the time. Well, like armored tights, I guess. I have to figure that out still.
I
like
remember
football
seeing,
tights?
Yeah, maybe dip a bit in Barbarian as well to get some unarmored defense. It'll be good.
Okay, so I think we left off in that you guys had pretty much conquered the dungeon. You've got that there. I'm just gonna remove these people from it. You came out to a little excitement.
And then Silverhand took care of that quite quickly.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Boom, congratulations. You're much richer than you were. Look at the party sheet.
oh,
that's a lot more.
Cool.
Get shitty.
Shopping spree, guys. Makeovers.
So Quillback is definitely going to invest in himself a little bit. We're gonna have the tavern's gonna have a sushi chef pretty soon.
And we got
Oh
some
yes,
stuff to sell as
our
well.
sushi master.
Sushi Master Quillback.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I think you should do is, if you go, I'm just wondering, on the party sheet, do you guys see assignments for the parcel items?
There's the
No.
assignments tab, but there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh, there's a marching order tab in there too.
Yeah, let's see.
Who
Yes,
knew?
there is.
All right, I'll just go through the backpack parachute. Who's taking that?
Yes.
I think
No,
that was
I
a
don't know.
turtle thing, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, only if the Griffin could have bombed me into the estate. That was the
Oh.
plan. I mean, I've got saddlebags. I'm gonna have a hard time wearing a backpack.
I mean, it'll always be useful if someone wants it.
Does the one that can turn into a bird want to use it? Maybe at some point.
Oh, that's true.
I guess I could. Yeah.
All right, Goris. It's your backup in case you get hit while you're a bird.
The barking box.
That stays at the tavern, I think.
That's an alarm system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's like, I guess Cade would be the one that's in charge of putting it with setting it up and stuff. So we can give it to Cade for now.
Okay, Cade. You're gonna sell the blue quartz?
Yep.
Yes.
Unless you guys need it for
We
like
can.
components or whatever. Yeah, we can sell it.
All right, the copper urn. All right. Dock ward map. Who'd like to take possession of that?
I'll take it.
Do we still need it?
Could just be a local tourist, you know.
The nimble right detector.
Want to keep it for memories? Or sell it?
Yeah, we could.
Encase it in.
Yeah, we'll put it on a bar somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Could somebody just take it for their sheet?
Yeah,
for
I
the
can. I'll take it for now if you want.
All right. The paintings. I'm just going to put them into Mert's possession for the moment. I know you have them in the bar. We'll make that. The saddlebags. Anybody want to take ownership of those?
Everyone
I've
looks
already-
at Quillback.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a set already. I think I'm okay.
You got a
Unless I
backup
can-
set.
Sure, I'll have a backup set.
And could give it to the druid.
Okay. And the silver statue that you probably sell. There's a shiny steel key. I think that went to Cade. Okay. The stone of
I still have that.
yes.
I had a question about that. Are we still, because it's like the whole purpose was for this, but is it still a magic item that we can keep for like to give some boosts and stuff?
He can keep it absolutely. Now that you want, I mean, if I do recall, it does give there is minor and beneficial things there, so that's up to you. Can you please do that? Okay.
Isn't it super evil though?
A little bit.
It's part of my character arc.
All right.
You
Now,
come out and you've got it like embedded in your forehead. You've got 5
What's up,
eyes all of a
guys?
sudden.
What's up?
okay, so I'm gonna be good. You guys there? All right. So first thing, I am just going to.
Oh,
Oh, where'd the gold
There we
go?
go.
Just give me a second.
Go.
Divide it out.
There we go.
Where's
And
big
gold?
And
big
got
money?
robbed.
No, you didn't get it. That's,
Good.
Oh. We definitely need a safe place to put all of this.
Saddlebags. I'm investing in saddlebags.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I
but
should take one for my steed.
do we want to be carrying this through the dungeon?
okay, so there you go. Well, basically, what I did is I took all the items, I've just dispersed them. The other ones, you guys, because you're big heroes and everything, you managed to sell off the items that you were selling. You know, the statuettes, the gold bricks, the non-magical rings. By the way, who took the ring again? The one that was magic.
Yeah, it was like a ring of warmth thing. I think it
I
was.
have it. Coolback
Okay.
has it.
Just to make sure somebody did, okay? I just wanted to make sure that it didn't get lost. So anyway, you sell those off. I gave you 100% because you're the heroes of the moment.
Nice. Garage sale time,
we
guys.
And I've taken
So drunk.
all that money has been dispersed to you guys. Everything now just living in the party is pretty much the big reward.
Damn.
And before we break it up, we can go through, you know, we're just getting around. You're going to do a few things. Let's see here. There are some people, you know, that when you have money, attention is drawn. Let's see. Well, the first one I can tell you the suggested list. You don't have to worry about it because he ran away. Remember, he's trying to drive you out of business. I don't think this person is going to try to ask you for money because that would just be silliness. But everybody's favorite for Falloon shows up.
Floon!
Guys, listen. I need a favor. I actually I need like 500 gold. I've got a really substantial gambling. That I just gotta get it paid.
Well,
Interesting
This talk
story.
Floon.
See you
before.
tomorrow.
I said, I mean, Mert's slightly invested because now he feels like a big shot. He's like, all right, well, just tell me what's going on here. Just give me a bit more detail. Who do you owe money to?
Well, he just says, you know, I've got these ticket. He goes through the very, you know, just you know, he's gambled away and just had a really bad losing streak.
So listen, if we give you the money, you're going to work for us until you pay it back. This is not a gift. This is a loan.
Okay, yeah, he'll agree to those things. Like the type of work.
Well, we need some barmen and or wenches, whatever you're interested in doing. We need people to work here. Make sure everything's spick span and up to shape. So I expect you here every night until we tell you you're good to go.
Have you heard the term Charlie work? No? Yeah.
Frozen.
Basically, there's a
Okay.
lot of toilets need to be cleaned, and you're the man.
He reluctantly agrees to your terms.
If you guys are up for that, obviously. I'm saying this, but
Oh, I thought you
you
were
guys
fronting
are.
all the money.
Oh, I mean, I could. Yeah, I have no
No,
problem.
no,
doing that.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do
I
it.
have no problem.
I
do
literally
that.
do not care about money. So yeah, I'll do it.
I think Mert honestly was just going to put it back all in the bar anyway. So whatever, that works.
Okay,
for
so
me.
we'll take it out. Well, I'll take it out of that. So let me we have my calculator up and running. I think for this.
Maybe buy a nice sword.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Okay, so he'll agree to do it and work, which is a good thing because if he didn't, he'd have vanished in a couple of days without a trace. And
Fair.
anyway, a little while later, your favorite Bolo shows up.
Ooh,
As
hey,
you know.
buddy.
Hey, and he's like, "Oh, great! You done so well for yourselves." And he
I
goes,
got a story for you. You're gonna want to pay so much money to hear the licensing rights are just bananas.
"Well, maybe we could work something out. I don't know on that, but he goes, I'm about to off on a new expedition, and I was wondering, I'm looking for backers for that."
Where are you going?
Well, I've got a line on my next book. As I said, the Volo's Guide to the Undead
Ooh,
and the various things. So I have some context and things like that, but the expedition is probably I need a backing of about 5,000 gold
Woo.
to
Wow.
do it.
Wow.
Listen, what's is it Book of the Dead? What are we talking about? Where are you going? Where are we off to?
Well, he says I am going down, outside the sword cult, to a Cholt, which is you're
Oh,
familiar with, of
I'm
course,
yeah, it's
and some further areas, possibly to Cantun, and some other areas there. This is,
this.
in exchange, we can set up a deal. I said, I'd be glad to give you guys a special mention in this masterpiece. And I could introduce you to my publisher and put a good word in for you. You said for the licensing of your adventure. I said, I don't really do the biographical
Of
or
course, of
the
course.
fictional, right? Not my forte, but I could.
Listen, Bolo, those undead in Chult are no joke. They're not like these rickety corpses here. These are corpses of a left for dead army, two entire armies of undead. Chult's a big deal, buddy.
Hmm.
What about merchandising rights from your book?
We want a profit. We want a cut of the profit. I mean,
Well,
Hey,
that's
Pullback's
exactly.
obviously been there, so why don't you do the same thing you did on your monster book and quiz him?
Well, no, I mean that's something you have to work
So
out
we
with the
invest.
public.
We invest in you need $5,000. You need to kickstart. I get it. What is as your backers? What do we get? I mean, a footnote. You know,
No, not a
it's not
footnote.
really.
Prominent things, advertisement, of course, in every book,
and you
and
will.
we can make
I'm
arrangements for
assuming,
future editions
I'm assuming every
About
time you'll write in saying
for
you
other
went
books.
to the Belly Up Tavern, you'll advertise all
yeah.
your books.
Can we
and
get
stuff.
in the next edition of your Waterdeep guide to Waterdeep? I think you could slide the tavern in there.
I think that could be arranged. Special, as known as special friends of the author. Excellent tavern, always frequenting.
Eh,
Soon to have sushi.
literally just like raw fish on rice.
I'm out of my pockets. Just
So 5,000 is what he wanted.
5,000 Volo. Holy
Ooh.
smokes! Listen, is there like a silver tiered sponsored? Like,
Oh, that's painful, but
It will certainly help. Oh,
Well, I did help kickstart this little adventure for you.
that's true. You know what, Volo? Blair is having a hard time reconciling the money thing, but pull back. He literally has his home on his back. So you helped me get here. There's
He
some
helped us
lonely
out.
travels on the roads. Got us this sweet joint that is definitely does not have a rat infestation.
yeah,
Anymore.
All right.
So
we
Never
can, we
did.
can
Cool.
vote.
Okay,
all
he
for
kind of
Blair.
deal. On top of that, he's gonna make up. You'll get a document or something signed, like a Volo's seal of approval. You can frame,
Ooh.
put it at the door.
that's it. That's
Oh,
it
that's
right
nice.
there.
Yeah.
That's
All
like
right.
The
Yeah.
Travelocity like
Mhm.
must.
Why do we even want anything else, guys?
Yeah. So Mert prides himself on democracy, so we'll vote all four. You know.
Oh,
Four,
yeah.
I
All right, eyes have it.
Hey.
Cool, you got yourself a deal as long as you get that piece of paper.
Now, yeah, no. So that comes to piece. The go. So you guys are good. So
Bolo,
yeah.
send me back some Tej. We sent a wine purchaser to Chult like
Never came back.
months ago.
He's
Never
gone.
heard it from
What are
him.
you
Got
talking
good
about?
stuff.
He points to your bar and goes, "You've got stuff over there. Have you not been paying attention?"
Quillback just starts yelling
Well,
at
that's
Leaf.
Wes's job.
You didn't tell me it came in.
Might have not put it with the rest.
Yeah.
Stuff's expensive.
All right. We're now philanthropists. Very nice.
Well, talking about philanthropy
Oh no.
in a little while. I'm just gonna put this here.
Yeah, I was gonna give all my money to Bahamut, so
Oh God! Quick spend it all.
Well, we can just build a beautiful shrine to Bahamut in the basement with the vault. How about that?
oh, okay.
So Jamil Urbrix, not 100% sure. I've got the pronunciation anywhere. I think that comes. Mert, you know, this is a sort of a noble woman from it. Well, there. Possibly a masked lord.
Okay. I would be
Yeah.
aware of these rumors.
Yeah. She's in. Says she has requesting an interest-free loan of 10,000 gold pieces, which she
Or
vows to repay within a year. But in exchange, I have considerable influence with the Lords of Waterdeep to help you in the future.
now you're gonna have to help me out. I'm getting hard of hearing. What do you mean exactly? Just a bit more concretely.
Help us do what?
Well, basically, you got a mark of prestige
Yeah.
from there, like in chapter 7 of the Dungeon Master. You basically, she's granting you a special favor, as in, for you guys, for it, and
Hmm.
you know, and I said basically, this is more of like, mind you, you do figure, Mert, and you made a good thing with the open lord. Let's face it, Mert, do you know having a noble person on your side is, you know,
Yeah.
it would high up incredibly valuable for in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we have like the queen on our side?
That's
We
true.
we just gave her $450,000.
Now, this is a loan.
Yeah.
You in theory will
Yeah,
get the
so
money
we get
back
it
within
back.
a year. It's interest free, but instead of payment, you're being offered favor.
Yeah.
So
So I okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, technically speaking, I'm not super familiar with the marks of prestige. I know they exist, but I don't know what they do necessarily.
Well, this is more of like it's a special favor that comes in. When the time comes, you can request an obligation of this person. Say you guys got yourself into trouble with a minor thing. It's like, get you, aside from breaking the laws, maybe get you off, get you altered, get you tried in a court for a higher level as if you were nobles.
Mm.
Or maybe you want to, have stop somebody's development in an area, something that the lords would rule on, adjudicate a dispute you have with a guild of some sort.
And that's a one-time thing? The mark?
Yes, in theory, it's a one-time thing, but might not be.
It's,
we're
being
always
in good
flexible.
standing with someone. And we'd have this on paper that we'd get this money back at some point and everything.
Absolutely, this would
Oh,
be
yeah.
done through the courts
Yeah.
as a part of this. Is not just a handshake. She's more than willing to have it done up by the magistrate and everything.
We need a Documancer to look in on this.
Is collateral a thing?
Walnut Donggrass in town?
Does she have like
I
any?
want to document.
She has
this
property.
being a
She's
thing.
as I said, minor nobility. So yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, it's not like we're giving it to someone with nothing. And if it's
Yeah.
all done up by the courts, then seems okay to me.
And she's not of ill repute as far
Oh
as
no,
Mhm.
no, not at all. Not at all.
Then Mert bows and scrapes continuously, saying that everyone should agree with this. This is a good idea.
Do you all agree?
Aye.
I'm okay with it.
Amazing.
Vote
Go.
again. Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll skip ahead. I'll let you know. Good decision. It's bad to have an enemy of an open lord. And by the way, she will be good for it. So I can let you know. So you will get your cash back.
We shouldn't become enemies just because we don't give them money that they're asking for. Why can't we just stay neutral?
You really?
That's capitalism.
It's not like we're not giving. It's not like we took it and you're asking for it back. We're like, no. It's like this is our money.
Clearly, you've not been paying any attention to
I
the
want a
U.S. stock
parade.
market at the moment.
Oh. Oh my.
Yeah, my BlackBerry stock did amazing in that, so I'm all for that.
A bunch of guys doing shorts out billions of dollars. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're burning through this money quicker than we can, figure out what to do with it.
Literally.
Okay. Then of course, you'll have some various charities and things that come and knock you guys up for donations and things like that, and that can add up. So what we say is, do you guys want to put a certain amount and say that you gave it for charitable donations before we split it up, or just split up what's remaining between you guys?
Okay, so technically, let's just say this is post having given the money to the people that asked for it. So we'd be about, was it 15? So 20.
15,500.
Yeah, 15,500 down. So do we just want to give another 500 to charity, and then just call it even?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Compared to how
To
much
the-
there is, that's
To the
not too
street
much at all.
urchins?
The Street Urchin Guild.
Yeah.
It's the Thieves Guild.
Katie's
Charity.
gonna punch Quillback when he says that.
Okay. So, all right, very good then, and we figured that out.
Good to have a good reputation.
Boom. There we go, people.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Lassie Malassie. So we all got 3,400 each, is what I'm saying.
So how would I send money back to my Dragonkin family? Like, who would I give that to travel that to them?
I will look that up. Most likely, would have to see
Harper? Or?
There's a
Harper's or a
guild
letter.
of-
It would be more of like a bond of some sort, right? Because nobody's gonna.
Yes.
Mert
have
would ask you, do you speak to them regularly? Do they write to you? Do you write to them regularly?
No, they hate me.
Okay, cool. So give it to me. I'll make sure they get it.
Yeah, I'll get it to them. Well,
I have some
Happy to
contacts. I'll
help.
make sure they get it. What do you mean you never got the money? Yeah.
Well, they still hate you.
Yeah, it's probably not going to help.
Yeah.
Gotta respect it though. Yeah, I mean, I just want to buy stuff. I mean, okay, no, that's not true. I want to invest in the bar. Obviously, building that's safe in the basement to start with.
Yeah, so we'll all chip in with that.
Just generally make it a slightly less shady establishment if we can.
How much would it cost to make it like go up a level?
You want to build an additional
Oh,
level?
level up the bar.
Level up
No,
the
no,
bar.
no. As in, like,
Make it better.
from being kind of middle of the road to being, you know, more
Higher
upper
class.
class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want to
Dad
increase it.
won't say no to this idea because
Not like back
we have a lot of
like,
regulars already who like the bar the way it is.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's true.
What about the
And it's
upstairs
not-
areas?
We're not gonna make it like an elf bar. It's still gonna be like a normal bar, but it'll be a bit fancier. So we're gonna get a bit more fancy clientele.
We'll have fancier curtains and things like
so I would say we do have regulars.
And you guys actually
Yeah.
are more on the, I mean, you know, you'd be tipping over to the high end scale, right? You guys are already, you know, not a high end bar, but you know, you are better than most.
Upper middle class.
I don't want Professor Alphonse von Clay to have to find another establishment to
I
add
mean,
his
the
memoirs.
Yeah, that's fair.
the basic level I'd put it is you guys are kind of at the Cheers level, let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Bar. And you know, if you're going up in scale, then you're going to, you know, was it piano bar or a a bar which
Yeah, I
is a
know.
bit higher level for it. I don't know. Anybody ever been to Friday's Roast Beef House?
No.
Familiar, but
No, they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, there you go. Great place. Love it. It is the top level has a piano bar, which is of high quality. Used to go there. Actually, it's the first date I went on with my wife was to that
Oh, very cool.
place,
Huh?
and does amazingly good roast beef. If you get there and you're able to get the king's cut.
Oh,
It's also where I had my my bachelor party started out.
Nice.
You're making my peanut butter sandwich I had for dinner feel very lonely in my stomach.
Well, you know, unfortunately, I had, you know, as I said, I haven't been there in years, and the way things are currently, haven't been. Though, was it since Super? It's too late though. Super Bowl, I should have done something with meetings.
That's true. Okay, so is there any way then we can like? This is my idea. Either we spiffy up the bar as much as we can without making it overpriced, or is there any way we can buy like just realty around our bar to just kind of make a bigger income, like buying
Well,
like the
that other
potion
guy.
makers or like the blacksmiths or something to like
the
just have
Fru's
more.
Brews or whatever is empty, right? Like that guy's split.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should buy that place and
I wasn't sure if
franchise.
because he he owed money to like that loan shark.
yeah.
So I wasn't
That
sure
was
if they
kind
would
of my
just like
idea
seize
for
the
it.
property.
If we can
What
buy
would you
want to
do with it?
get more money.
You know, it's something to think about. You guys have some money on hand, and you know, you don't have to do anything straight away.
Definitely
But
some kind of storage in the basement, like some kind
Yeah,
of
that's a given. We need
a safe room.
and maybe an access to the sewers or something, or like a secret access to like back door situation. I don't know what you guys think about that, but the vault at the very least.
Well, it's
Well,
It's
if
a way
there's a
for people to
secret
get
way
into, right?
into the sewer, that means there's a secret way in from the
Well,
sewer.
that's the point. So it's like, do we want that or not?
because
you know?
because there's a sewer access just down the street. I don't know that we need one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right in
Also,
the bar. And there's
Cade
that.
kind of wants to buy his parents' bar back from his aunt
The
and uncle.
blacksmith.
Blacksmith, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, not bar.
How much would that be? I wonder if we can. Is it in Waterdeep?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in the merchant ward or the
Oh,
trades
yeah,
ward.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
well, it wouldn't exactly be cheap.
Yeah, might not have enough cash
Might
money
have
for
to-
that.
Yeah, might have to pull together a bit.
We can always, rough them up a bit.
yeah. We now have influence.
Or
with
we could,
Lord,
yeah,
you know?
call in a favor.
Yeah.
if,
Yeah, we could do that.
They just
An offer you can't refuse.
wake up
Like
with a centaur's head in your bed.
I was gonna say just like a badger.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a badger infestation.
Okay, so we know for sure we want the vault, though. So if there's any way we can get that priced out, and
The vault!
Okay, let me go here. Give you some prices.
Because we like painted the joint when we got it, right? Like we
Yeah.
stiffed it up a bit.
Yeah, we refurbished it when we got it.
Okay, so one of the things I will tell you, and give me a second. I mean, like I said, there is. Stuff you can do. Okay, it's not this one. Upgrades, here we go. Vault, you said, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Vault would be okay. Okay, secure fortified room in the manor, complete with 1 or 2 traps with a magical password protected door, perfect for storing treasure income while you're away. Any thief making it to the vault would bypassing the lock without the password. It's a DC 20 task. 1 or 2 deadly traps or setback traps. So you'd be looking at 500 gold for that. You can spend an additional 500 gold to either increase the number of traps or raise the lock by a DC of 5.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think maybe raising the lock, not so much. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? More traps or
Well,
stronger lock?
We've got the barking box also as a trap.
Yeah, so maybe that was crap,
I think
but
the
with so much gold, we don't know who we might attract. So I'd say a higher a DC for the lock.
Yeah, I'm
Or
down.
can we spend? Can we do 1,500 and get all of it? Get the extra DC and the extra traps.
Yeah, and then we could put our last shickle in there. The multi-cost all our money. Here you go. No, I like that idea. If we could do both, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You can be sure that every time Mert finds like a copper ring, he's gonna go put it right in there to make it like get its money worth out of it.
Anything else that you'd want for it?
I think the rest would probably be equipment. I'm assuming.
Yeah, more personal, individual stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you guys had other ideas.
Not for the bar, no.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to spend stuff on.
We could get something that like no adventure party ever gets. We could get a spyglass
Peace and quiet.
because they're so expensive.
Yeah, they're like $1,500, aren't they?
Oh no, only 1,000.
Oh, 1,000.
Only
Yeah, we
1,000.
don't need one.
Cool.
Maybe when we move into
Yeah.
Blackstaff Tower and we need to like look down on everybody, we'll get some spyglasses.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe equipment. If not, I'm just gonna put it aside for now.
Yeah, I guess.
Depending
It's not like
what you want as rules for equipment, or if we just send you what we are looking for, or just general arbitrary 500, 1,000, 1,500, depending on what we're asking for. 5,000.
Okay. Let's do this.
Oops.
Now, I take it you probably want that in the cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, here we go.
Just put it like in the main room in the bar, so that people like they get drunk enough to try to open it, they just turn to stone or something.
Oh, there we go. If you can open it, you win like a horse or something.
Yeah.
A fake opening for the crowd to try.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good plan until a wizard walks in with dispel magic.
Well, it doesn't have to be a magical fake opening.
Or like knock.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that will work.
So here's how you fix that though, is you put a silent sphere around it. See, then they can't do the verbal part.
I love it.
No, that is wrong. Okay, yeah, sorry. Stupid thing.
What did he be?
Give me a second, let me fix something. All right. Back. Okay, so we're saying you're gonna do the increases there in the cellar. There we go. All right, the money's taken. So let's get back to what I think everybody really has been hinting at.
Level 6. Level 6.
Level 6.
Party wipe. Party wipe.
That gold dragon comes out of the
Oh.
ground.
All right, where did I have that?
I think Mert also lets other Mert know that we now have rental space in our vault if ever he's overflowing with evil first items for a small
Wants to stash his unicorn.
Yeah. Mert's had that thing in his head ever since. He did not win his persuasion check roll. Now he's like, he really wants that thing.
I really like that I have a powdered wig and a pipe bandolier in my inventory. That's like a really great collection of things.
Yeah, you got like armor, weapons, and also a pipe bandolier. Quite.
Yeah.
Okay,
Instead
yeah,
of
here we go.
harmonicas, maybe I'll just.
So what we're going to do is along the lines of, I know you guys want magic items. So, and you have money you can put out to buy. I think you guys, the Xanathar's catalog of curiosities.
Is that in the book? Or is that?
No, this is PDF.
Let's see. I'm on Google this right now.
Email machine.
Yeah. Had some magic pricing on some of the items, which I'm somewhat comfortable with. So
Pricing?
here's how it's going to work for it is you guys can come up with, say, 4 items each that you are interested in.
You said 4?
4.
Okay.
I have a scale which will basically roll to see if there is any available. Then I will give you a scale on pricing for said item. And you can then try to negotiate the price once you have the final. Is okay. So let's say somebody said they wanted a Vorpal blade, for example, right? Well, first off, that is, I'll make a roll to see what the chances are that you're able to locate one. And once it is there, we'll take that, if you can find one, the price point of what they're going to do it for it. In this case, let's say the baseless priced is 125,000 GP.
Oh.
And I'm going to go, I could go, they're asking, 5% over that, 10%, 25, 50, 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you can negotiate. So the reason why I say 4, what the heck, we'll make it 5.
Okay.
Type of things. Weapons, armor, you come up with what your preferences are. And we can go seeing if you can find any.
Cool.
Now, in fairness, you're about to go through a deep dark dungeon.
Like, do our characters know this and we should buy stuff for it? Or...
Not necessarily. But what I was going to say is, you're going to, in the future, just realize the fact if you don't get something, there is, stuff within the dungeon itself,
Yeah.
of course, and don't destitute yourselves because you might want to do some things like pick up potions and other things that you can. Yes, that's another thing that bears in mind. Any non-magical items, you guys can pick up. Any potions, go by the list prices, and remember you guys get a savings on them, so you guys are cool on that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I've
what's
got
the
so
final?
many healing spells. I'd like to clear up some real estate if we can just buy some healing potions.
And so, what is the verdict for everybody's characters going forward?
Yeah.
I
Basically,
think I'm gonna swap.
if Liam's gonna swap, I'll stick with Merc
Okay.
because we'll have some arcane, so it's good.
I'm gonna stick with my druid, I think.
I'm gonna stay as a monk.
I'm staying paladin.
So we're only having one character swap out. Okay. Come up with what you want to send Kate off with. And we'll go for and have your character ready for next week. And let me know, although we can figure a way of including them into the party.
Okay.
When do you need the list of magic items?
Why don't you have it for me by Friday?
Very good. Do you have
Hammer
a
of
PDF for that?
Thunderbolts.
Because
Oh
I
my
see you
god.
can buy it, but do we have it anywhere else?
Have what?
Oh, the catalog.
I can send it out.
Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean, I could. Was it $3.95? Like, I mean, I guess I could.
Don't worry. It's
Ooh,
gettable, I'm
gauntlets
sure.
of ogre power. I can't afford any of this stuff.
I know. I'm like just looking at what I can see, and I'm like, gonna stick to a +1 sword. I think that's what's gonna.
Yeah. If I get like a ring of spell splitting, that'd be dope.
At least as a monk, I don't need to worry about armor or weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't need
I'm
armor
like
either. That's
kind of jealous.
Oh, yeah. Do you not need anything?
I'm very much. I mean, now my unarmed attack is a D6, so I might as well just use that. And I can't use armor or shields anyways.
Are
you
you?
can use bracers though. You can get
Yeah,
bracers
maybe
of
they're
defense.
dusters or bracers or something. You know, some
Yeah,
nice little busters.
That's what I was
Boots of
thinking of
haste.
getting.
Haste, even more.
That's always a nice spell.
How much is mithril armor?
Hmm.
Is it
And
A lot.
is it a lot? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just go +1 shield then.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm like. +1 shield, +1 weapon. I think I'll be set. I guess maybe I don't know. Because a shield +1, we're just saying here it's 320 gold, so it's not super expensive,
Oh, okay.
but it could be more. There's also a +2 shield, but that's like 3,000 gold. So you know.
Well, I got an interesting thing here where I can.
Maybe I should do the +2.
I found I didn't even know. Of course, it's probably here, but I wasn't paying any attention. Called the Magic Item Forge.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, no, it's usually I drop equipment, then a magic item template.
Okay.
With exalted deeds. Ooh, was bestowed by Bahamut. How pissed would the paladin be if I got this?
You definitely get less heals coming your way from the paladin.
I have
Oh,
so
he's
many
dead. Well, I
ideas.
might as well pick it up, I guess.
Yeah, it's mine now.
Whoa. It does a lot. And no one else can read it for 100 years after someone attunes with it.
Jesus.
Dang, that's cool. And the turtle, could I get sandals of haste?
Ooh.
Oh, I guess that's a critical role thing.
There's some good stuff. My God.
Book of protection is always a good deal. That doesn't count as armor either.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? There's this other cool weapon. It's like a rod, but it has like 3 tentacles that come out of it. I remember looking, I can't remember what that was called, but I remember that was definitely shortlisted for a character that I had once upon a time.
Daddy, it's literally called the Rod of Tentacles.
Is it called that? It's in Tasha's guide, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure. But it's pretty cool. A wig of charming.
You already have one.
Yeah, you have one.
It's like it charms people in the front, but enrages people in the back.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like if you turn around and it casts like the patch as irresistible dance or whatever from the back. Party in the back.
These prices seem kind of cheap, no? For some of this.
Don't say that.
Well, if Mithril's only showing up as 250.
I think that's the problem. We're not like flush with cash. So something that would have been expensive before, we're like, I just want the band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely getting a new wig. That's definitely happening. I'm gonna get a pompadour, like a white Elvis kind of situation.
I love it. We got at some point a wand of detect magic, right? Who has that now?
I don't think. No, not detect magic.
I have a
We
wand
the
of
wand of
secrets.
secrets, and
Is
we have a
that
wand
it?
of
Okay.
pyrotechnics.
Okay, it's wand of secrets.
Willback has. I have detect
Yeah.
magic.
I have detect
Yeah.
magic too.
I also have.
Oh,
Well, never
Yeah,
mind.
I think we're covered.
2 of us
All
should
the
get rid of
better.
that. Someone should get maybe dispel magic, or
Yeah, that might be
I
good.
can-
we should collaborate on our.
on our spells.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk each other into going into the dungeon, maybe we should have like a little session of, okay, guys, I can do this. What can you do?
Yeah.
And figure
And you
out
can-
how to complement each other, because I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bit more required.
Yeah. Yeah, you spellcasters have fun doing that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Do
Wait,
Well-
I
so,
have to?
The cleric and I have similar
Uh,
spells.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll be the only. No, me and
No.
Merch will be the only martial characters then.
Like, I have a sword and a shield. Next.
Oh, I don't even have that.
I have fists. Continue.
And
That's
some
all I
legs.
need. Do we still have a lantern or revealing?
Yep.
Yeah, we still have that for sure, I think.
Yep, I've got it. Yeah, and this ring it like is protection from cold damage, so not.
Do you have heroism?
No, I don't. I have Crusader's Mantle though, which is super dope.
What does that do? I don't think I know that one.
What doesn't it do? Yeah, I don't remember.
Let you fly.
Yeah, it doesn't let me do that or turn invisible. Holy power radiates from you in 30 feet, awakening boldness in friendly creatures. Non-hostile creatures in the aura, so a 30-foot aura, deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage with weapon
Oh.
attacks.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm psyched about that. And I think it would, if you had non-magical weapons, they would count as magical as well.
Yeah.
And then I also have Aura of Vitality and Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, Spirit Guardians is probably going to come in handy.
Yep. Spirit
Yeah.
Guardians and then Shell Defense.
Just like
I've been waiting for this combo.
Yeah. And come at me.
Enter the Wood Chipper. Enemies. And I also have Destroy Undead. So it's not just turn anymore. They vaporize.
That'd be
Yeah.
useful.
But yeah, Paladin, or if I want to collaborate on the like detect poison, create food and water, like those kind of like keep the
Purify
party
stuff.
alive spells. Like I have so many healing spells, like it's ridiculous. So if we can parse those out. And then
Okay.
also I need to remember to use them. That's also something that I understand all of like Jester's issues from Critical Role. She's like the cleric that never heals.
Yeah.
I got lesser restoration.
I don't have that. Because I thought the odds of someone getting poisoned were pretty low.
Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Yeah. I have hold person.
How often can a paladin, how often can you switch? Because I can switch every day.
I think it's just per.
Per level, yeah.
I think it is.
Got it. So I can shape the buffs to whatever we need.
Well, my guy does not have that much spells.
Oh, I can do it on a long rest. So it's good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
My guy doesn't have that much spells. For cantrips, Booming Blade, Green Flame Blade. Then, first levels.
They're mostly damage oriented, right?
Yeah, mostly. Cure
Okay.
Wounds, Grease, Identify, Magic Missile, Tasha's Caustic Brew, and Thunder Wave. But he can also do Mirror Image and Shatter for second level spells.
Shatter is pretty cool.
Can you
And
use
also
Booming Blade with the
Mirror
armor?
Image.
I know Booming Blade works with the armor. Wait, they count as simple melee weapons, so they might
Yeah,
work
yeah.
with gameplay.
I also have a mace and a spear. Just so I can use my green flame blade and booming blade.
You have Zone of Truth?
No, no zone.
Occasionally I have it.
Oh, okay. I also have Calm Emotions, which can be used on enemies or to help us.
Honestly, before combat, mirror image is a great spell to cast.
Yeah, that's one where it gives you 2 extras, right?
3 extras.
3 extras. I think I did the math on this, and because there's 2 that are similar, there's mirror image and there's another one, and they're kind of similar. I think the other one is technically better the longer the combat goes.
Okay.
What's it called? Because Crate had that problem. My UNT Warlock, it was constantly between mirror image and whatever the other one is.
The blur.
Blur. Yeah. I ended up going with Blur.
Yeah, I played a Warlock. I played a Warlock Typhling and discovered a good combo between Darkness and Devil Sight.
Yeah, my guy, because he's UNT, he has a flying snake. So in a darkness situation, the snake can just like tell him what's going on. That was like the plan. So he wears it like a cornet kind of.
That's cool.
Because they have true sight or whatever.
Also, if we really wanted to stop someone from moving, booming blade, because the extra damage only happens if they move.
Yeah.
So like,
And
stay still, stay put.
They have to willingly move, right?
Yeah, if they're pushed out, it's different.
Yeah.
Are you rocking the Bless too, still?
Yeah, I have Bless.
All right.
My problem with all of the concentration spell, like I have
Yeah.
so many concentration spells.
There's a lot.
Yeah. The thing that for coolback is I have to get spiritual weapon up first round because it's not concentration, and then I can do like all these other bits. Because it's like the only thing I can do as a bonus action if I'm gonna cast a spell as my main action. I need to have a bonus action option up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a toss up between that or Divine Favor, but that only helps me.
Yeah, I have Divine Favor as well, and I've only used it a couple times. I think I used it on Merton West. Yep.
I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it. I thought I had a thing where I could give you advantage on your saving throws for concentration.
Yeah, I had enhanceability for a little bit, but I might bring that back. I have aid, and it's between those 2.
Yeah, it's in that, isn't it? Infusion.
Oh, that's an infusion. Oh, that's cool.
I think you have to be a higher level. Well, no, you start at level 5, so you might be able to get it.
Yeah, I think starting at level 5 is definitely gonna give you access to good stuff.
Do we know what type of enemies are in this dungeon?
I actually don't.
Oh.
I just heard something about one enemy that causes TPKs, and that's it.
I read through some of the Tales of the Yawning Portal missions. They are gnarly. Like those old school campaigns are ruthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones where it's like there's like black ooze and it just like erodes all of your weapons every hit. Like you lose +1 like every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had a look at Dead and Say, because there's some really impressive stuff there.
You know, we in my campaign I just dropped a black ooze like as a joke, but my characters attacked it, and I was like, and so like only one person got hit, but her armor obviously went down. So it's
You have
like,
to deal with that.
yeah. So like for the rest of the campaign until like I think last session, she just had a -1 to her armor constantly.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's one in Storm King's Thunder that I was actually worried that the kids were gonna go poke, and I was super happy when they didn't. And
As soon as I heard that it was there, I wish we did went and poke it.
oh man, you guys would have to have been bailed out. So hard. I had a backup plan. Ooh, avalanche hammer. What is that?
you guys have it?
The email.
Email. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just Googling stuff. I didn't realize that there was a thing. Oh, there we go. So it has to come from here, Sean?
From which one?
From the one that you just sent, the catalog of curiosities?
Not necessarily. That's just a guide. If it's not in there, I'll figure out what it is. That's just think of it as a roadmap.
Got it. Okay, no problem.
Sweet sesame lassie. Thank you, Sean.
I think I need another pipe. Pipe of smoke monsters. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Sean, I know we had alluded to this, but yeah, if you're you said you're renewing your Zoom or anything, so let us know if we can contribute in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, if you guys want to, go ahead. You have my email. You can just do an interact transfer.
Okay. Yeah. We can just use your standard email for that, the one you normally send?
That'd be fine.
Okay.
Liam Gable, I'm going to forward this to you.
Okay.
So
I'll see bag of holding here, 140 gold. That's not so
yeah, it's by like 7.
Oh yeah, will the artificer be able to make bag of holdings?
Not at my level.
Okay.
One more level than yes, I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, I can just fit a daddy. I can just sign into Gmail under your. Oh wait, no, I can't.
Yeah, don't sign into mine, please. I get boots of spider climbing. That would be cool too.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting that.
Whoa, why is the handy sack so expensive? The haversack carries less than the bag of holding.
Mert, do you use a shield?
I do, yeah.
The Sentinel shield looks pretty interesting for you.
Yeah, I was looking at that, kind of debating if I prefer that over +1, but I think just for utility's sake, it might be better, especially if I'm gonna be the roguey guy now.
Yeah, advantage on initiative and perception.
That's pretty
big.
Yeah.
That's why it's like on my list right now.
Cade, do you have a intelligent character?
Kate isn't intelligent,
Or sorry,
but
is who?
Agnor is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's a base stat for
Aggie?
Agnes.
These braces of defense are expensive.
Wow, glue for $50,000. Boots of Elvenkind, I remember, are pretty cool. Get a flying brim for $500.
Oh,
For the cloak of Elvenkind, that was cool too. The belt of Dwarvenkind, is that in here?
Ooh, what is that?
That's a classic. That lets you grow a sweet beard.
Oh,
Yeah, it's in here. 4,500.
four
Oh
thousand.
man, that's so much.
oh. Yeah,
That's a lot
yeah.
for.
For a beard.
Yeah.
Oh,
So good.
That'd be
though.
interesting for me though.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, I got it, Finn.
Weird or like weird
Daddy.
tentacles, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Scaly.
I'd love to be able to grow a beard too. That'd be sweet. But they got the gauntlets of ogre power. I think that's definitely high up on the list.
Mm.
You should find a magical way to make that hair instead of a wig. Actually have the hair. Then you could do whatever you want.
But we just need a tonic. I mean, I don't see why this shouldn't be a thing that could happen.
Huh?
That Zolob's joint might have something. That
There you go.
that head shop that we were in that one time. Gloves of swimming and climbing.
Mm.
Gloves of thievery. Those are pretty affordable.
Yeah.
Headband of intellect. Oh my god, there's so many cool things.
I feel like it might be better to just get Amulet of Health rather than Braces of Defense.
Mm. That's a good point, actually. Horn of Valhalla. Ooh.
Trident of fish command.
Aquaman, go!
Yes. Yes.
How about Staff of the Python?
Oh,
You
man.
throw and becomes a snake. Ooh. Like a kid in a candy store, but he can't afford a quarter of it. Or 3/4, actually. Sorry.
Uh,
Can I get Drizzt's Panther?
Mm.
When will I?
Yeah, I was kind of looking like I kind of wanted to have some kind of like cavalier character, only if I could get like a summoning steed every time.
yeah,
I don't know.
a fine familiar,
Get, like,
a fine steed.
What's that?
So a fine steed spell
Yeah,
somehow.
or
I
like
got.
they have like those idols where you can like summon a steed, but like if it was like a halfling, you could just be riding like a dog that you summon, like a hellhound of some kind.
Yeah,
Because if you have a real dog and it has like 10 HP, you're gonna die in like 10 minutes. Like first combat, your dog's dead. Oh god damn it.
Yeah, I played in one of the virtual weekends, and a guy had a pet, a mini displacer beast.
Ah,
And I
exactly.
was like, that is
Ooh.
so cool. And he was like, yeah, I'm so terrified because it has so little hit HP that he just basically kept it out of combat the whole time.
Well, and that's it. That's why you need like a magic resummonable creature, or else like you're screwed.
The
So I
para
can't afford.
of wound closure seems pretty good too.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, what healing stuff should we look for? Just potions of healing?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
Is there regen anything?
Sorry?
Like a regen, health regen kind of thing? Is that even a thing?
What do you mean?
Like something that would give you health every turn or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have all of these crazy spells. So like Aura of Vitality. I can choose anyone in 30 feet of me, and as a bonus action, you get 2d6 hit points every round.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I've got some new toys, some new stuff. And also I can do like mass healing word. So it's like 1d4 plus my wisdom modifier for everybody in 60 feet.
That's pretty sweet.
But
So I think we're good on the heals then. We can focus more on utility and
Yeah.
damage.
and I'm not a frail cleric either. So
Yeah.
Grenade belt. A necklace of fireballs.
That would certainly be a good purchase.
Or like a portable hole.
Oh, that just brings up so many acne.
yeah.
Me-
Oh man. The amulet of health and the gauntlets of overpower. I'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not so
Plus
sure
one
if
warhammer.
not so sure if I should try to get braces of defense.
yeah, that's super expensive.
Cloak of
Yeah.
Billowing. Oh.
Oh
That's
yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
my turn.
Edge Lord to the max. This is when Orv starts getting like emo-y. That's stone. Yes,
The stone makes him.
going, always going back.
You constantly be like brushing
Oh.
hair out of your eyes.
Well, Merch, maybe you can make use of the ear horn of hearing.
Rude, but I will. Not that.
Horn of blasting's a good time too.
Mm. I was looking at this like necklace of fireballs or like wand of magic missile would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, the wand is cool for sure.
You
Sure,
probably want
Stubbs.
something more permanent though, right? That doesn't run out.
Well, yeah. I mean, my list is kind of sad right now. So it's like either a sentinel shield or like a shield +1, a weapon +1, gloves of thievery, cloak of protection, maybe. I don't know. Sword of vengeance. What is that?
I'm assuming we have to pool our 5 together, right?
Or is it per person? Oh, that's a good question.
No, it's per person.
Oh.
Could you
That
imagine?
changes everything.
It's been able to find it as well, though. So
Should definitely get the cloak of billowing.
That's why, because you're basically going to be going down the list, and it's like,
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I've got 6 things I want, so I need to decide which one to get rid of.
Ooh, that is not a good
I've
sword.
got like 15 things.
well, thank you, Liam Murphy. That was very kind of you.
oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. Thank you for everything you do.
Totally gonna request that. I mean, whoa, maybe not. Those are really expensive.
A bag of beans.
Ooh, that's a risky one.
Bag of beans is fun.
It's only 2,000 gold pieces.
You should Google it just to see what could happen potentially. There's some crazy ass stuff that could happen from there.
Cool.
We could get like an alchemy jug
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
bar.
I'm gonna
Olive
look
oil.
to get a wave of useful items.
Well, you never know. Some things may be not
Yeah.
seem as useful, but at first.
It's like my pipe of pink bubbles or whatever I have. We'll find a use for that at some point.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's expensive.
Yeah, I kind of stick in like the below $1,000 range, 1,000 gold range.
Yeah, wondrous items,
Really
I
quick.
guess. Like, just uncommon items, not really any rares.
Oh, and if you guys want to, as I was saying, you can look up some third-party stuff. Where is it? Cobalt Press.
Mm.
They have their spell book that's out that has a couple magic items in there. If anybody has that and knows of anything keen, as much as I want to keep it in context, there is another book called Archive of Magic Items from 5th edition fantasy, which I got because I backed some Kickstarter at some place. You'll notice a running trend, and the Griffin Saddles bags.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody backs that person on Patreon or anything, but they do have publicly available cards that if you go through the Reddit or even his Discord or Patreon, and you can take a look at it and the public ones. I backed the book. My fingers are crossed to actually get the hardcover at some point. That's where I did get like the bubblegum from, for example.
Yeah. I do follow the Griffin Saddlebag, and they have some good stuff that comes out regularly.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, somebody was.
I'm actually looking at one of their items right now.
Can the monk wear armor at all?
Nor if they want to use their martial arts stuff.
But you can wear clothes that are magical, right?
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't have the armor category, then it should be good.
Okay, because there's this amazing free runner's armor for it that lets you pull some things. Probably more for a thief.
What about tattoos? Is magic tattoos on the table?
I'll say maybe.
What about
Depends on the
tattoos?
tattoo.
Tattoo of invulnerability.
They're in Tasha's. It's a thing.
Mm.
I know there was a Kickstarter that was all about it that is tempted to back, but it's like I'm way over any sort of budget, between the Iron Kingdoms 5th edition, and there's a website that does RPG news called Tribalisty or something like that. They're apparently Canadian. Was I
No.
discovered once they did their first Kickstarter for a 5th edition setting book. Seas of something I can't pronounce. It starts with a V. It's one of the ones I had proposed to you guys as a possible setting. They have a follow-up book now so it's undersea. So it's all the societies and things like that expanding under the sea of their.
Under the sea.
Yeah, it's like under the sea.
So there's a magic item in Tasha's called the Devotee's Censer, and it's specifically for cleric or paladin. If I were to look into something like that, could we make it a warhammer that does the same thing? Is that a
Yeah,
possible?
it's a possibility.
Basically,
Put down.
it's a flail, which I'm not crazy about, but but thematically sounds cool. I don't want to lose that 1d10.
Well, flail is is there not the flail feat or something that like makes you hit harder or something?
Yeah, I can't take a feat. I mean, it's like clerics can't take feats. We gotta get that wisdom maxed out ASAP.
Mhm.
That's true.
Gotta get to 20. Gotta need those extra war priest things.
I was gonna say, here's from Cauldron. The Griffin Saddlebag. Snuggle Beast. Wondrous item. Creature regains hit points at the end of a short rest by spending one or more of its hit die. That creature can regain an extra hit points if it spends that short rest snuggling with one of these enchanted toys.
Oh,
The kind of
cool.
snuggle beast and hit points it restores are determined by its rarity. A 1d6 hit die for points for a common owlbear, 2d6 for an uncommon unicorn, 3d6 for a rare dragon, or 4d6 for a very rare Tyrannosaurus. The big thing, the
The Tarrasque.
Yeah.
Taras, thank you. Once this property of the Snuggle Beast has been used by a creature, the creature cannot benefit from the same Snuggle Beast again in this way until it finishes a long rest.
I love
Like
the name
right up
Snuggle Beast.
Chorus's
It's great.
Yeah. Pretty thematic for like a small child character.
Hey, don't knock it.
Or a very comfortable person that has that. I mean,
Like, I'd love to back this guy on Patreon, and I think about it sometimes. Sometimes it's so confusing, and some of these guys charge so much because I have a bunch of Patreon things on Patreon for already. Like the guy that did the artwork for Quillback.
yeah, they can. Some people definitely would not get far on Shark's Den or whatever it's called, Shark Tank.
Yeah, and the problem is, of course, when it's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Dollars. I mean, I've got a couple guys I back. They're just $5 US, but of course it's more in Canadian. And I know one like Green Rowan launched for the Mutants and Mastermind line. They launched It's okay, but it's like, okay, when you're talking serious, it's like, guys, you were asking like the price of like a supplement every month.
Yeah, that's insane.
So
Very much.
unless you're dropping a couple hundred pages every month.
You know, that's why I'm always a little wary about these things. Gloves. So, Wes, did you say you're gonna stay Drunken Master, or are you gonna go Kensei?
I might as well stay Drunken Master. See what higher level has to offer.
Hmm.
Well, you have access to booze.
I
I believe Quillback would like to share with you one of his personal favorites.
Gotta go easy on this stuff, you know.
Oh, what makes you think I haven't tried some of it already?
This
Half
is
the stash is
kind
with.
of wake up in a pile of urine kind of stuff, you know.
Sounds like a
Pile,
good Saturday
puddle.
night.
One in my another campaign that I played, my warlock was from kind of near Chult, and because he was young, he was resistant to poison. So just a drinking contest with Tej, and everybody's getting just smoked.
Play to your strength.
It was a good time. And then we went to the jungle the next day, and everybody else was a hot mess. Yeah, I think I got my list.
Same. I think I'm happy with this.
Quillback should have. I feel like he should have slippers. Like that's just.
You should have like the Asian style slippers where you're standing on like two little like
Yeah,
kind of thing.
absolutely.
Thanks, Nick. That's appreciated.
No problem.
Quillback
Well,
had slippers of spider climbing, and then retracted into a shell. He would just fall to the ground.
Have, like, feet.
Slippers, spirit guardians, glue me to the ceiling. No one's getting by.
I don't know, some house doing that makes me think of spider ham. Not exactly the right species.
I think I got my 5.
Yeah, I think I do as well.
Okay, that'll be very cool.
Definitely do not have the gold to buy all 5 if they happen to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
These books are expensive. Holy smokes! Like
Which
32
ones?
grand.
Hmm.
These ion stones are like dangerous because they like float around your head. 32,000. Someone just snatches it.
Yeah. And it's gone.
Yeah, that's the part I never got is how easy it could be to get it. But I mean, it could be where's I can't remember. I played back in the day with in a party where we had one of the characters, dwarf, rogue. He had paid a wizard to permanently cast invisibility on him.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yes. On top of that, he had a ring of vampiric regeneration and
Okay.
an IO stone. I can't remember what it did on that. So basically, the invisibility would break anytime that he actually did his attack, as per the spell. But otherwise, he'd walk around permanently invisible.
With a floating stone, or
Oh,
No,
Or is-
stone. was invisible.
Oh,
He was a menace.
No kidding.
Though the other party members were somewhat involved, he did manage to start a bar fight that almost burnt down a good section of the town he was in.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
Goggles
Which
of
ended
light.
up
That's just...
forcing us to go on a big quest to, well, at least because they were gays, then forced to do it.
Jesus. Gotta love those fun little characters.
Yeah, it was the big thing is that it's like the visibility wasn't that bad. The Ion Storm wasn't that bad. Even the Ring of Vampiric Regeneration wasn't that bad. All three together, that was bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Rope of climbing. That could be good too.
Knowing there's rope trick.
Nope.
Do they even have that anymore?
Rope
Rope
trick?
trick?
No, Ring of Vampiric Regeneration.
Ah.
I've never come across it, but I can imagine what it does.
I have a feeling basically you do damage, you got about half back whatever you did to the person.
Oh.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm
So an invisible
considering-
rogue doing a backstab.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the Wand of Web. Because if we're gonna be doing a dungeon crawl, it might be just block off the entrance.
The Liam, that
Web's a
magic
very
item.
useful spell, depending on what you want to do with it. I had a party take down a dragon with a web spell once.
Mm.
If we're not gonna have a rogue, the chime of opening would be really good to have.
That was a great party. Went through all high school with it, and then partly into college. For me,
That's cool.
Yeah, I always wished I had friends that played D&D when I wanted to play. My friends were like, eh. And I was like, God damn it.
the most epic time is when we thought we encountered a sleeping dragon, and then put in plan a motion of Cavalier, his retainer, full tilt charge at it. The dwarven thief, invisible, sneaking up to drop from the top of the cave top straight down to do a double-handed backstab.
Yeah.
The wizard, the cleric, and the druid all readying spells to go off. And then, as the dwarf was falling down, realizing that it was actually a statue of a dragon, not a real one.
No.
Oh, they actually just become animals. Okay. You get a marble elephant. We have an elephant for 24 hours.
there are figurines if you wanted like a statuette with an animal.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was hoping that they augmented some kind of power that they didn't actually. I don't need to be
There's
liable
one
for
that's a
something.
goat, and it's pretty funny. The ivory goats for 5,000.
Goats, like plural.
Yes, there are 3 different ones.
Of course.
Oh, I see them.
Chimera goat.
A 3-headed goat thing.
What about the figurine of the ebony fly?
I'm considering a onyx dog.
Well, I'm surprised
just
nobody's
writing
asked
down
for a
a whole
cloak
bunch
of
of ideas.
Arachna.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Kind of interesting.
Well, you're talking, admittedly, there's no way I think anybody can pay for it. Resistance to damage, poison damage, climb speed equal to your walking speed. You can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces upside down on it, leaving your hands free.
Yeah, it can't be caught in webs either.
And you can cast web spell.
Yeah. I honestly thought about it, but I'm like, it almost seems a bit too OP, maybe. I don't know. It's just me.
There's a reason why it's very rare.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, the monk might not find any use for that because unless you have a good ranged attack, I guess.
Well, there's always uses. I mean, the big thing is, I think, is one of those things is for the walk on the ceiling.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also considering. I just have this list of just ideas.
Could you do that with the slippers then?
It's the slippers of spider climbing.
Yeah, those are somewhere on my list.
Yeah, I just realized I never wore the mimic cloak that I have.
Well, here's the other thing too, is that you might be able to do trades with your magic items. So think about what you have,
I mean, just the stone of good luck. I feel like that's just like
I know. I was
so prudent.
Yeah.
Just +1 to everything. Hey, why the hell not?
Yeah, why not? It's on my list.
Yeah, I feel like with
And it's not that expensive.
Winged boots, even like that's you fly for $400.
Really good with that.
Forever, or one time?
For like an hour every day or something. I can't remember. They recharge every day. I think you get 2 hours of flying time for every 24 hours of rest or something.
Wow.
Now, the only thing with that though is keep in mind if you're going, flights though in dungeon. Now, sometimes there's cabinets, there's places you can, right? And it's also very useful for things where you'd have the old-fashioned feather falls.
Yeah, I was just thinking more for like, there's like a pit of spikes, or it's like a stinking cloud kind of situation.
Again, my old game group. Did I ever tell you about when the mage didn't decide not to listen to anybody when we told him maybe he should be a little more cautious?
No.
So we're in this dungeon mapping it out. It was only about half the party because for whatever reason, school and all that, half the guys couldn't do so. We were doing this catch up thing, and we had gotten into started into exploring this dungeon, and we came across this, and we go, hey, looks like there's a pit here, a trap. And so my buddy Sandy, who's playing a mage, goes, okay, how far? I can jump in. I think I should. I go, hey, Sandy, maybe you should have your character tie a rope around him just in case. No, I'm gonna jump in. The cleric who's playing the cleric goes, Sandy, maybe you should listen to Sean. No, I gotta just do it. So he goes ahead and he jumps to the other side, which is also a pit. And so it's because it's basically sliding down like this. At which point, he has the a good old feather fall, but that doesn't do much good to you when there's all the spikes that were there.
Yeah, you're just gonna reach them a bit slower. You're still gonna reach them.
Yeah.
You get to scream for longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same place where we wandered. My character and fell down and something, and the response of the mage was he fireballed the area because he thought I disappeared, and I got singed on it. And he goes, "Oh, you just fireballed?" He go, "Yeah." Was it? I was trapped in a wandering portable hole.
What? Whoa.
Wow.
It was the garbage disposal system of the dungeon. It's like this thing of this is like decades before Roombas were around, right? But the concept is it just go around cleaning out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, I sent you my list, Sean.
All right.
We'll see.
We're gonna file mine down tomorrow because I have a lot of ideas, but no solid plans.
Well, that's fair, but you're also bringing in another character, so
Yeah.
I'll figure out, how we're going to treat the monetary issue there. But being an artifact, I might be a bit more or lenient for you getting some items on that.
All of a sudden, Cade disappears and bequeaths all his stuff to this. What's going on here?
My character has died. That's okay. I'm bringing his brother Bob 3.
Yeah, exactly. And
Just-
Robert the Third.
I just spawned here and there was all this stuff going on. Yeah, I got a solid 5 here. Oh, wait. Attunement. We got to think of attunement.
That's something to consider.
Oh, man.
So, any big coffee drinkers here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm seeing this. The only problem is it's American, so the cost of shipping just not worth it. Plus the amount of time it's now taking to get stuff from across the states. Heck, it took me 8 weeks to get something from Australia.
Ooh, ouch.
Vanilla bean bourbon infused coffee.
Ooh, that does sound good though.
There's a local roaster that I get all my stuff from. It's Papa Bean Coffee.
Yeah, that's good.
I think he's out in Navan. Paul's
Yeah.
such a good guy. They do home delivery and everything.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
great. I go
Papa
to
bean, you said.
Yeah, POPPA. I really like the Latin American kind of stuff, like Cuba and Honduras, as opposed to like the African style generally. And his Cuban coffee is it's my favorite.
Yeah, I went to Black Walnut. Have you been to that little bakery?
Yeah.
And they have all his stuff there as well.
I'll take a look. I need to get some more new beans, but the place I've been getting them from is out of Montreal called Goth Rider Coffee. They do this thing called gasoline coffee. They say it's the most caffeinated beans you can get.
Yeah, I get ads for them on the Facebook machine.
I caved one day.
I found a great little place in it. Sorry, Sean.
I was gonna say I got some good mugs from them as well. The coffee's not bad.
Yeah, that's right. You got that cool skull mug from there, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I found a great little place in Rockland. It's called Cafe Joyer or something like that. I know I'm butchering that, but it's incredible. They're really, really good. Yeah. They roast all their stuff on site and all, and it's really good. It's probably the best coffee I've had in Ottawa so far. If you get a chance and you're up that way, it's worth checking out. Little place.
Do you know where to find some good espresso bean?
So I pretty much only drink espresso. And I all this Papa Bean stuff I grind as espresso.
Oh, okay. You
So
have your own
typically
grinder?
like well, we have like this really fancy coffee machine that we got for our wedding, like forever ago. So
Oh,
I just dump the beans in and it like does the job. It like spits it all out. But because espresso is just like a blend, it's not like a bean, right? It's
Well, if I'm
more
on
so
his
Yeah.
site,
like
he'll grind them for you to espresso.
yeah. Yep.
oh,
Yeah, if you
okay.
have a flat top or a cone, like he'll grind to whatever.
So you
But
sound
yeah,
like one
I
of
do
my
the. Sorry, I was just
managers.
gonna say I do all the Cuban stuff just in an espresso cup.
Hmm.
Sound like one of my managers. He's down in Toronto buying his equipment. I can't remember this. Thousands of dollars in an Italian espresso maker, burr grinder of like.
I'm gonna go take my long rest.
Okay.
And Daddy, when you can,
Yeah.
you can come down here and take a look at my list.
All right.
All right, good night, Liam.
Good night.
Night.
Hi, Liam. Take care.
Nice.
He he waited for, was it Black Friday sales before he goes gets it from Toronto.
Yeah, we got like it's called a Jura or a Enya. I think it's like a Swedish coffee maker or something. It's spent all this money on filters and cleansing
Where
tablets.
where did you say you got the coffee from again?
It's called Papa Bean,
Papa.
POPPA, and the guy's in Navan. I used to just go to the Lansdowne Farmers Market and get it from him, but they do. I think if you spend $40, they do home delivery.
That's pretty nice.
Okay.
And he has he's like a super big like community guy, so he'll like take payments from like other farmers market folks. Like if you want like cinnamon buns or something, like he'll take the cash and then pick up the product and deliver all that as well. So in the summer I would get like bags of green beans delivered with my coffee, or all this other cookies or from different bakers or whatever.
That's
Nice.
really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You know, when we kind of started drinking coffee after our first children was born, because like tea, I don't know, tea was just didn't have the same oomph, even though there's more caffeine. But yeah, started drinking coffee, and then we went to Switzerland for like 4 months, and we were like addicted to coffee at that point. And we just had like the percolator, right? You just drop it in with the water, and then it just makes your coffee. That was not a thing in our apartment in Switzerland. It was just a stupid Italian press, and we're trying to figure out how to like not kill myself trying to make this stupid coffee every day. By the end, it was pretty sweet. And now I'm like, I can't drink like swill coffee. I have to drink like stronger coffee since then. It's just like Tim Hortons. When we came back, I was like, this tastes like crap. Like, what is this?
Your coffee, it tastes like swill.
Yeah. I had a friend make me a Vietnamese coffee once, and I have no idea what that means, but it was like incredible. It was like so rich and thick, but it took like 30 minutes. It's like gravity, like percolation, right? Like.
Yeah, no, we honestly though, most of the stuff as I look is for the beans is because everything I do is cold brew.
Okay.
My wife's not allowed to have hot drinks. Something interferes with some trigger a medical thing, so we don't bother. So we just cold brew it all the time. It takes the acidity out. If anybody ever has any trouble with it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have a friend who does that as well.
So generally when we run out, we'll have like 3 different French presses on the go. Leaving them soak for 24 hours.
Okay, pretty sweet.
Yeah, I remember he had like this huge carafe that he made the cold brew coffee, and it took like a day.
Okay. So okay, I've got 3 people's lists here, which is good.
Do you want me to email it or Discord it?
You can email. That'll be fine. I can look at it when
We're
I don't have Discord up.
gonna all end up with the same thing.
Probably, yeah.
Well, generally, I'll have to say is you guys, there is quite a bit of difference. There is some overlaps. I think the biggest thing is so far I see common is at least one form of armor or protection.
I love that AC.
Okay, I sent mine off as well.
I reserve the right to amend my list.
Oh,
That makes sense. Just gives me a starting point and we'll go through for it. So we'll see there. Okay, now that we're going to be back on track.
Mine's too prudent. I need to come up with something stupid.
Okay.
Like,
Well, here's the thing too is that you can't get a little too wild with it because let's face it, you don't know what's going to happen, and I'm sure you guys want to save some money.
yeah.
yeah. Even if it's all available, I don't know that I'd want to buy all of it. Even if I could afford it, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
the best idea.
With I just remembered about them, but there's also some non-magical items that might be nice to get.
Well, that
Okay.
is completely doable. Put together a list at the same time. We can take care of that. They'll probably be a lot easier, provided we're not talking something like you want a what? No, I'm sorry. Tasers are not available in this setting. But provided it's something that regionally makes sense, right? That you'd be able to get like and given that Waterdeep is pretty cosmopolitan, you should be able to get anything that could be found within the realms here, or they'd be able to say that, hey, we can get it for you within reasonable, like the booze they got, go back.
Mm. I'm still debating if we should ask this lady, our new friend, if we can get some firearms. But
Well, keep in mind, for illegal is a little hard. Plus, the ability to get some things there, it's not just the fact that it's difficult and it's hard, but reloading. You're looking at the other thing is at the moment, at least in this setting, while there is, you don't have really repeating fires, right? So you'd have to have like the classic bandolier filled to really make that big of a dent.
yeah, and it's not that much. Like they're not that much more damage than like a bow or anything, so there's not much point to it.
Now, if you want to really switch over, when the Iron Kingdom books are out with the adventure, there I can get you some firearms
Mm.
and your own mech.
Yeah.
And actually, the one I put there that I backed, Voldar, so the Seas of Voldar or whatever, for it, that setting includes firearms as well, quite a bit. It's if you're doing the initial one, it's a sea-based campaign world, very easily be pirate oriented. So that's one of the reasons why it is. While they have a class, that's around firearms. My personal belief, and this is just me, is I think honestly you should be doing that as sub classes.
Yeah.
It's like there's no reason to have a completely separate class. You have the artificer, you have a subclass that deals with firearms. Same way, because you have a subclass for the rogue. You have if you want to center it around firearms, sort of how they have the subclasses for psionics for the different things out of it, which is is how I think should be
Right.
there.
I just think subclasses and feats are just a better way of doing something than just basing your whole entire character on one thing. It's just, to me it seems kind of like very niche, and then you're like, oh well, now I found this. Oh well, I can't really use that if I want to be good at what I do, and like it's
Yeah, the problem I have with it is like you always see the classes that are, it's like, oh, it's a gunfighter class. It's like that makes as much sense as having somebody go, okay, I'm going to specialize. I'm a swordsman. That's it. So
yeah,
can you make me a class that's just the swordsman? It's like, no.
yeah,
But then again, it could be, I put it this way: there's awful lot of people that are Americans that are in the U.S. military that do it. There's a term called the rifleman.
yeah,
Okay, there's a reason why they're called the rifleman. That's all they really know how to shoot. They very specialized,
yeah,
in some cases. So that's what you're experienced in, and it's what you can do. It's like, you can have a tank guy does mechanic on a tank, and all he does is the treads.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They can be very specialized, and there's a lot of military guys that do D&D and do it. There's a certain bleed over, right? So if you're used to the concept of highly specialization, so that yeah, it makes perfect sense. To me, it makes it's nonsense, right? It's like, oh, I want to make a fire wizard, so I'm going to have an entire class that's just fire instead of just take a wizard or sorcerer and have an appropriate subclass.
yeah. That's it. I agree. Oh, excuse me.
No
I
problem.
definitely agree.
Well, I think that we can call it for an evening. So what I suggest is that we'll start off next weekend. Once so I've got from everybody. Feel free to amend it. Use that as your starting point. That gives me a rough idea. I mean, I don't need to know, but by Friday, have it everything you know. Make sure your characters, we get them updated. We'll get them updated in D&D Beyond next week weekend, because I said um, there shouldn't be any problems that much. I'm hopeful. Uh, I have basically what I did is I loaded in there's a couple different environments for Fantasy Grounds. I switched over to Dev and I switched over to the test so I could take a look and at it, and it didn't seem to break anything on the surface. It just, oh, that's different. Look right, because it pops out at you straight away. Um, but there's a number of things that they have changed, and some things may not be broken initially, but what part of the code has been it's being decommissioned, so there's workarounds right now, but in the future there won't be. The big one is um, your character, they refer to it actually in code as actor, is the whole scripting language to get in the background. And what they're doing is they're decommissioning part of the actor. They've rewritten it to be a bit coder. And how you, for example, you call somebody's name, your character's name, coding, would have been in, for example, S name is the string code.
Hmm.
That's gone. Now you have to use a different code. So that's part of the reason why I say some things, for example, like that could end up being broken. And the extensions, the core game will work, like the whole things are, but the extensions that we use to do some of the programming for the characters to automate things could end up being broken or causing some difficulties and getting error codes. So that's why I just wanted to warn you. So I think though next week we'll conduct the shopping list. First thing we'll do is the mundane items, get that out of the way for things that you want. We'll then do the go through, and this is you the magic ones there. Um, and lastly, what we'll do is we'll come up with a start of the game. Really, the next quarter we'll say that you guys have congratulations on finishing Dragon Heist. On that, and we'll go into the thing. I got a reason. We figure out, how Cade exits and the new character comes in, and then we'll, I've got a good method, I think, of getting you to want to go into the Undermountain. I do have a question for you guys, and if please be honest, is what did you think of Dragon Heist?
It was fun.
I feel like it could have gone longer, honestly, like because we had the bar, but we didn't really,
Mm.
we didn't really do much inside of it except for like the occasional mission. But I feel like it could have been something so much bigger, but I guess it was just kind of like a little, like a 1 to 5 kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
no,
just the way.
honestly, there is a lot that can be done.
Like, does anything happen with the factions at the of us leveling them up? I guess.
Yes, and no.
Oh, okay.
By the way, thank you, Blair. What happens is that there grows for it, and it depends. You see, what it is that there's 4 different villains that you can choose from. There's actually 5th and 6th ones you can find. Some very good writers have come up with as alternatives for the
So it's
adventure.
it's bigger, but it branches out more, I guess.
It branches out, so you can choose like who's the villain of the piece. It can be Xanathar. It can be, and there's a couple of other ones, and who you choose sort of determines the year and even where the vault is. Like I did change the vault from where it was supposed to be because honestly, it wasn't as much fun. I thought the one that came up with, and I thought it was a good one of getting Ramier Neverwinter involved. Because honestly, if you tried to go through, I just like the concept of you guys trying to fight a treant.
Yeah.
And instead, you just go, oh, never mind, cake walk through and realize,
Yeah.
For it. But yeah, no, you can do a lot, and depends on how in some ways it's on rails, in other ways it's very off, and the branches are going. I mean, there's subquests and things that are happening simultaneously that you can pick up. There's some things I find a fault with, and it really doesn't answer the questions, and after the fact it's sort of more of oh gee, yeah, no, I could have done something with that, but it doesn't remind you, and the branching doesn't help when you're going back and trying to figure out where somebody is, because you might miss something. And really there isn't so much of that Ocean's 11 type of heist. Like you had that at the beginning. That's kind of the reason why I had you the first one where you go and switch out the goldfish.
Yeah, I was expecting like that for sure, more of like, oh my god, we're gonna die constantly.
Well, that's what
More than
people say is
space.
that, yeah, is that your heist is missing a heist.
Yeah.
And there's a number of items there that you can do. I would, again, it's something I might run again in the future.
No, that
But
there's some pretty cool mechanics like the chase thing and the floor tile thing. Like that whole room, that area was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I think
Oh,
it'd be something I would like to play again, just go a completely different angle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like almost like evilly. Like if we
Well,
could beat
here's
this
the
drow
thing is
one.
that I think depending on your party makeup, depending on how it goes, and the fact is whichever branches your game master chooses, it can be a very different game. As I said, there are minimum of 3 other paths, but
Mm.
depending on how you adjust all the interlocking pieces, you can have multiple other things occur. Uh, you know, the fact that you had multiple factions there, spread things out for it. Um, you could take your time doing some of the things. Uh, there's parties I've read about, they get completely distracted running the tavern.
Yeah.
That becomes a
Yeah.
major thing there. I also have a bunch of adventures that I could have interspace. I did interspace some of the things with, like you're going to the Blue Alley, the starting one. There's two more I have, but they never seem to be very appropriate for me to plop into your game for that, and to pick up some of the pieces. So it's just good to know, what people might have liked and not liked, so that going forward. As I said, right now, this is much more going to be of an old-fashioned. We're going into the dungeon, boys.
Yeah, and I like I said, I was expecting more like high intense situations, but it seemed most of the time because we were in Waterdeep, we couldn't just be like, "Oh, we're
Kill
surrounded
everything.
by all these pirates. Let's kick their
Yeah.
ass." We're like, "No, we're in the city. We don't get in trouble." So
Yeah.
kind of like kiboshes half of your plans to start with, and you're like, "Well, let's be diplomatic to 100%, and if that really doesn't work, then we'll defend ourselves." But I think that's mostly what took away from me was we had some good times. Like I'm not saying that I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, and I feel like it was a good introduction to our characters, like kind of like learning together and growing up together a bit. And then I feel
Yeah.
like we're going to be a bit better going into the dungeon, knowing each other better. But yeah, I was expecting more like high octane, like the first time running away from Zenithar. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And like the chase was pretty good as well when we were, like you said, when we were running down. I enjoyed the Blue Alley as well. But yeah, it just seemed every time something serious would happen, we're like, oh, we're in the city. We don't want to get the watch against us. We don't want to do this. So we'd get just screwed over. Well, not screwed over, but we'd like have to like really measure our steps.
Played it pretty safe.
Yeah, that's I guess where the railroading and that comes, because you can't really just go on a kill spree.
Yeah,
Well,
especially near
not
the
that I
end.
wanted to go
But yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost
Well,
seems a shame that we'd lose the bar in the end, right? Like if we could come back to Waterdeep after this one and just have everything still, that'd be kind of cool.
well, you are still in Waterdeep. I mean,
Well, I mean, after the dungeon, is the dungeon in Waterdeep?
yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it
You
is.
go to
oh,
the.
okay.
Let me explain, just so if anybody else is, the yawning portal. Basically, that big pit that's underneath there, that's the entrance to the Undermountain,
Oh.
the dungeon
Oh.
there
Yeah.
that you're going into, legitimately. So you go in there. It is a mega dungeon for it. There is multiple levels down there. It's one of the one of those true old-fashioned sprawling dungeons.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great little vacay from the bar. Little,
Just
little
because
side,
if
side.
I spend the money on the shrine, I kind of want it to use it.
So you're not going far.
We have the anvil, right? We got that taken out of the. We hit the anvil and we got some stuff.
Yeah, was
We
it like
talked about-
bonus HP or something?
Well, if you want that transported, that can be done. Now that's going to cost you some. So you guys in favor of that?
I think Mert would definitely invest in that. Having a little magical anvil that he would hit every morning. Everyone would be like, "Oh, good morning," and feeling a little bit healthier.
Have it in the
Own it,
bar,
not
just
so
whack
early.
Yeah.
Like when you tip, just pang.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll figure out a cost for you, and then with your agreement, we'll see about getting that moved.
Mert's dwarven pride demands it.
Is there anything else we have to bring back?
I think
I
everything
think
else.
there was just gems, yeah, that we got.
Yeah, Dragon wasn't too forthcoming with his gems, so that's all we got, I guess. No, but honestly, Sean, it was a great time. I honestly enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was
Good,
Yeah,
awesome.
I'd never played anything like that.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had some good, like, RP time. We had some good, fighting time. We had some good just trying to figure out what the heck we're supposed to do. Time.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
really thinking character a bit. So
Okay, well, this is what we're going into just to make since everybody is there. It is levels rated 5 to 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oof.
it's a mega dungeon.
we're gonna be here for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've
Well,
actually heard that parties can get bored because it's just like, what's gonna kill us in this room? What's gonna kill us in this room? I'm not saying that that's gonna happen like anytime soon, but if you were to go like 5 to 20, like
Oh yeah.
it would be
That's a
so
lot.
repetitive, right? Because you don't have to finish it; you can dip out, right? Isn't that
Absolutely. So this is the thing, as I will put it on the table, is if you guys getting a little stall or bored, let me know. Because part of the thing is you're going into the Undermountain. There is a certain place called Skullport, that you might visit if you want to take a break from that. Heck, I'm really looking forward to the Candlekeep mysteries
Mm-hmm.
book. That should be very interesting. And that's 17 various levels, one-shot mysteries. That at some point we can almost have a diversion. Plus, it's water deep. If I can't find a
Something.
adventure that's there in Forgotten Realms, I'm not trying hard enough.
No kidding.
yeah.
So, and as long as you like these characters and things like that, I mean, we'll take it to the logical conclusion once we finish everything. If we do manage to get the characters to level 20, then we can have a discussion on about what happens at that point. But I'm just letting you know. Yes,
Yeah.
this is a one designed to have a high level.
Sweet.
sweet?
For comparison, how's the Tomb of Annihilation?
Tomb of Annihilation is, depending on how you play it, if you play it with all the hard rules, it can be a slog for some people because it's multiple different adventures. Has anybody here played it?
Yeah, I have. I played it up to level 5, and then our DM had to step away.
Okay.
So I'm actually like, I really want to finish that campaign because I was so into it.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
so
brutal.
what point did you actually? So basically, with the whole thing
We
is
got
that
to Camp Righteous.
oh
So we did the hex crawl there. We did the tower to get the mask back for the thing.
yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
basically, it's a multiple things. It's like one of the things you have is that the death curse is going on. If anybody's ever been resurrected, they're in for a world of pain. Uh, and your character dies, you're out of luck for the moment.
brutal.
But I mean, there's multi levels. You basically get to this port. Depending on what you do, there's a few people that have adventures that take just prior. It's like, why the hell are first level characters being sent there? It's
Yep.
insane. You make it to the port, and honestly, you can get lost. There's so much stuff that can happen in the port,
Yeah.
that you end up dealing with or can deal with. And how do you leave the port too, right? I know my party ended up leaving under not the greatest circumstances and sort of a rush, so maybe not the best planning. And I think the GM I had got bored, but I have for one time, and we got and did the hex crawl, and it's a hex crawl, survival of there, and that's a very old fashioned thing. Basically what they've done is they've taken that is really Isle of Dread is sort of they've taken concepts from various ones. The Tomb of Annihilation uses Isle of Dread, Tomb of Horrors, and I can't remember what the third, but they have another one, the module sort of at the beginning there. So it's really three different types of adventures stacked on to one another. And once you get to the tomb, I mean, there's a lot of puzzle solving and things like that. It's not as bad as Tomb of Annihilation. Tomb of Annihilation, if you're ever asked to play it, just don't. Just seriously, there's no point. I mean, that was done by Gary Gygax just to
Tomb of
be a
Horrors, you mean.
smart ass.
Tomb of Horrors, yeah.
Yeah, Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to be a
I've read
smart
that.
ass when somebody thought, got a little high, too big on their britches for it. I mean, um, it's brutal for a reason, because there's really only very few paths and there's no way you'd know. And the ways of beating it is like kind of nuts if you want to go through that method. But Tomb Annihilation can be fun and interesting, but the thing is, I would not recommend it for some starting players.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been through a party, same players, and you've been through it again with a campaign, like I said, we could probably, I think, carry it off for two reasons. One, we're doing it by video here, which I think makes a big difference. A lot of the other groups I've seen that have failed, one of the things, they lack the video.
Hmm.
Two, we've played before. You're not a disparate group, just guys thrown together. Even if it's all new characters, right? You've played together and you've got a sense of that. Because it just takes one person to throw that entire campaign off.
Yeah. I hear you.
Mhm.
It's in the beginning. It's nothing but catching water and putting on insect repellent and trying to stay away from the zombies.
Well, that's too if you don't get if you don't get yourself, trapped in the politics of the port, right?
Yeah, Port 9's Arrow is crazy. There's so much stuff to do. Dinosaur racing. It's like slave pits. It's crazy.
Well, the internal politics and the stupid things that you can get involved in.
Hmm. Well, that's it. I guess we can start this Mad Mage dungeon, and then if we do feel like we're like level like 10, we're like, okay, we need
We need
something
some
else.
story.
Always dip out for a bit and do whatever you feel interested in, or whatever we feel interested in, or whatever. But I've never had a character higher than level 5 in an official game, so I'm up for anything. Gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, if it's cool with everybody, what I think we'll do, we'll switch out to instead of experience points, we'll just go to milestone for the dungeon. Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All my tower have been doing it already.
Well, it's just more of the levels. I think one of the things is that it helps with the dungeons. It's pretty much they're level capped, so you know per se, right? So this will keep everybody as you manage to defeat you know level X or Y of it, and then we can go off for a while.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
Sweet.
Okay, so great. Well, I'm looking forward to next week. Um, we'll kick off everything. Anybody has any questions, comments, or anything, please, just let me know. And for it, and we can get doing. And also, anybody has any requests?
Uh,
No, just let me know how we get Liam's character on Fantasy Grounds. If there's
Um,
something I can do to make it simpler, or
the easiest way is D&D Beyond.
yep, he's already got it made.
Let me take a look. It's
He
in
may
the
not have put it into the campaign.
Okay.
We'll see.
Let me view the campaign.
It's back up. Yep. Okay, here we go.
He's
Okay,
back.
it looks like a half orc.
Yeah, go ahead, put it in there, and I should be able to migrate it over to Fantasy Grounds.
How do I add a character? that's not it.
Okay, I think I'm gonna leave now.
No problem.
Hurry.
See you
Yeah.
next week.
Take
Yeah,
care.
good
See you all
night.
next
And
week.
those who
Yeah.
are into the football game, please enjoy it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, I gotta get myself some wings.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the Super Bowl food, not so much the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I got the double crunch chips. That's about it.
The ads, the only thing I pay attention to is for some of them.
Yeah.
The Will Ferrell ad, the electric vehicle, the Norway.
Oh.
It's so funny.
No, have you seen the one? It's for the is it Doritos or I can't even remember. It's got what's his name? The two of them that used to be on that '70s show. They got married. Mary Kumo.
Mila Kunis.
Oh, Mila
and,
Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Jared Kushner.
Yeah, and
Very
it's
No, that's not right.
it's got Shaggy of It Wasn't Me because he keeps going. Did you eat my? Wasn't me. He goes.
That's funny.
It's
I-
actually pretty funny. You got to watch it all the way to the end for the real payoff.
That's fair.
Cool. I will check it out.
All right, guys. Have a good
Sounds
night.
good.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Having trouble adding?
Oh, yeah. It's not as simple as I thought it would have been. I'm gonna send myself a joining link.
Mhm.
Send anyway.